This next recipe, I'm not going to go through the pork, so it's kind of a long, drawn-out process, but we'll talk about the ingredients that go into it. Specifically the Montejo beer, which pairs really great with the pork. This is kind of a pork braise, so something you want to do the day before. So if you're doing your beans before the game, get this going too. This is a real easy recipe. It's essentially it's a pork stew, so almost like a carnitas. So we took pork butt, and we braised it in Montejo beer. Some tomatillos, some garlic, some onions, some tomatoes, a little bit of cilantro. And 3 or 4 hours later, you're left with kind of this stew. And this stuff travels very well. So if you don't like steak on your tacos, this is a great substitute right here. We're also doing sopes. Kind of want to build like a wet flour. Not necessarily so wet, but kind of where you put it together, it doesn't fall apart. So add a little more water to it. What you want to do, take a small handful of it. You want to roll it up and form like a little cup out of it. So we're going to smash it. Yeah, absolutely.
I have a feeling this is harder than you're going to make it look.
No, it's really easy. So form it up a little bit. We're going to scrape that out. So you have this little cup right here, and we're going to kind of form a little ridge around it. And this will kind of hold our meat. Oh, you're doing great. Sure you're not Mexican?
Italian.
All right, well.
It's taking me back to like elementary art school.
Right, it's almost like using like a little bit of putty or something, you know? Perfect, yeah, so 2 cups. One's perfect, one's not, so there we go. So I've got some that already...
One's got personality.
Yeah, I've got some that are already made right here. I made these this morning, so these are already done. These travel pretty well. I'm going to deep fry these. You don't have to deep fry them. If you have like a small portable stove, you can also pan fry them, or even do them like on a comal, which is kind of a flat top. So we're going to deep fry these, get them nice and crispy.
Now, would you ever bake these?
You can. Yeah, you can bake them. You can like rub them in like a little bit of corn oil or some olive oil, and just kind of bake them off, and they come out delicious. So cilantro, we've got some pickled onions. These are pickled real simple in like some bit of orange juice and red wine vinegar, a little bit of water and sugar. This is cotija cheese. Find this in any kind of Mexican mart. This kind of tastes like Mexican feta cheese. It's a little pungent, but it's really great because you can sprinkle it on top of stuff. Goes great. If you like cheese in your tacos, don't go for the yellow cheese. Get some of this stuff. This stuff is great. Mexican crema. It's a little different from traditional sour cream. It's not sour, so it's almost like heavy cream. It's a little different. You don't have to use it. I love it. Pork stew here. This is the one made with Montejo beer and the tomatillos and the avocado and the jalapenos. So we're going to scoop a little bit on top of the sopes. We're going to finish these with a little bit of a pickled onion. Cilantro. Cotija cheese. And then just a tiny bit of crema just on top. And then you want to serve this with Montejo beer.
So tell me a little bit about beer as a flavoring agent.
Okay.
Just in general, underrated or overrated?
I think it's definitely underrated. It's one of those things you have to know what you're doing. You can't just add beer to anything. Mm-hmm. There's certain proteins and certain things that can accept the flavor of beers and certain things that can't. Obviously, you don't want to pour it over your cereal in the morning. It's just not going to work. I mean, you can if you're hungover. I've done it before. But stuff like this, stuff like long braises, we can kind of extract most of the flavor of the beer. Marinade, stuff like that. We saw us marinate the steak. It goes really well with beer, especially Montejo. This stuff kind of pairs really well. Being of Mexican descent beer, I think it pairs really well with these dishes. These flavors and these dishes are Mexican in descent. We kind of Americanize them a little bit, not too much. So it's very familiar to Mexican Americans and to Mexicans. I think, if you go to Mexico City, you'll find sopes like this. You necessarily won't find them as pretty as that. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
This has been
Nice
a super tasty adventure. And your next tailgate, you're going to be the life of the party if you bring this.
Yeah, for sure.